2025. I'm so excited to have all of you guys here, and my very first time being introduced as Jessika Suter on stage, right? Speaking of which, I'm excited to hear from my husband and my father-in-law later today. I also got my aunt in the back. So it is truly a Meraki event, the heartbeat of relationship marketing, where you're going to be hearing from tons of speakers today, where I like to say, starting from the inside out. Because the first part about marketing and branding and in business is truly about getting to the heart of why you're even doing that thing that you do. So unless we have that figured out first, we really can't market and do our sales properly. So speaking of the things that we'll be learning, we'll also be learning about AI and how you can utilize it in your business. How many of you have used AI in the last week? Every hand. The last day. You're on it right now. Yeah, awesome. I love it. I am a fan of AI. However, before we can put these tools properly in place, and you're going to learn the right way to do it this week from some true experts, Austin Armstrong being one of them here. Very excited to learn from him. We first have to learn the principles before you get it and put it into action. Question for you. Which would you rather have? A handwritten card or one that is mass produced? Which one? What? Handwritten. Which one are you going to keep? The Hallmark card that just has maybe somebody's signature on it, or something that was custom made just for you? Custom, right? There's two different images here. This is Mother's Day that happened last, month for many of us that are moms. Anybody could go out and buy a card. Even my 20-year-old daughter and my 17-year-old daughter that made this card for me, and my 18-year-old daughter that made this card for me, they custom handmade it, drew the little bees in there and said, "For my beautiful mama." That is one that I'm going to treasure forever. They know that I like handwritten, handmade things. So do our clients. Yesterday, I actually got a card from the chamber that said, "Thank you for introducing me to John Battles," which is over here. You're going to hear about him later today before lunch. But I kept it. What was the first thing I did when you get something handmade, typically? You take a photo of it, and you share it with someone else. And you say, "Look how nice it was that they took that extra time out of their day to do that for me." And you share it with someone else. That's where the momentum starts growing. What is Meraki, though? It started out as a Greek term, meaning to add your own flavor and art into what you do. What recipe do you have that you've had in your family maybe for years that you're trying to perfect, but you haven't been able to get that perfected, but you're following the exact same recipe? I know my grandfather's cookies. I cannot perfect it for the life of me, but I'm following his exact recipe. And it hit me when I seen this term Meraki. By the way, I like it so much, I have it tattooed on my wrist, because it truly did change the way that I look at stuff about putting your full soul, heart, and passion into what you do. But the Greek term started out with adding your own flavor, that extra ingredient. And for my grandpa's cookies, I think it was because he had them warm there. He enjoyed them with me when we were sitting at the dinner table. He would have them ready for me after school. It was that experience moment that we enjoyed the time together. How many of us have been to a hibachi grill? About everyone. Do you go for the food or the show? The show, right? You go for the show. You could do takeout for the hibachi, but typically it's like special occasions and stuff, or something you want to celebrate. You go for the show. What are some classic things that they do at a hibachi place? Volcano onion, yeah. What else? Catch the shrimp. Yes, all that. Catch the sake. You love it for that, and it's because you're enjoying it with others, and it's experiential. Now, on the flip side of that, my lovely husband and I took our children to a hibachi grill where we classically now call it the tink, tink, tink. Let me give you a little backstory. You're expecting the show, right? You're expecting that experience. We got someone that had an airbed in their ear. He tried to do the volcano onion. It fell over. He just looked down and slid it over. And then as he was trying to do his tricks, he goes, tink, tink, tink. Looking down the whole time, no engagement. He was phoning it in. Do not phone it in. So I want you to remember this tink, tink, tink as we go throughout today and tomorrow and beyond if you see somebody phoning it in, because they don't care, right? It was not a great experience, but it stuck with us for the wrong reasons, because the tink, tink, tinks will also stick with you. We don't want people to be able to smell your AI or spot your AI as a tink, tink, tink when you're using it. You have to add your full soul, heart, and passion into what you do and make it experiential. Speaking of which, why do a lot of people use AI? Any reason? Save time, yes. What else? Automation? What? I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry. Yeah, improve on your weaknesses. That's a great one. Automation is a great one. Inspire ideas. Love it. What shouldn't you use it for? Tink, tink, tinking. Yeah. Personal problems. I don't know. There could be some good ideas in there. No, I'm just kidding. Meraki is the heartbeat of your business, and we want to remember to put your art into it. You can't just phone it in without spending some time with the tools and still having your own art and using it to save time, to automate, but not forgetting that you still have to put your own human touches on things, making the phone calls, building relationships, because sometimes the magic happens outside of the big thing. Like, for example, we've said we've been hosting this conference for 13 years, right? We made some amazing relationships here. But last night, I got a medal, a gold medal, mind you, right? And what was this for? Anybody else got a gold medal in here? Stand up if you got yours. Katie, you got your medal? What was this medal for? It was for the Lima Olympics. Let me explain. This was us hanging outside after hours, building relationships, because you could just go to a conference and leave, learn the information, and that be it. But instead, we hung out after hours, and we decided to make our own Lima Olympics outside the backyard of the Fairfield Inn like we were kids. And it included three-legged racing, shoe kicking, high jump kicking, roundhouse kicking. That was not me. But then the next year, KP, yesterday, he rewarded us all with gold medals for the event. That's where the magic happened. Those are the things we're going to post and talk about. Sometimes it doesn't just happen through the transactions. It's the other things that happen outside of it. Have you ever noticed fast food restaurants, they have all the tools now, but they are not so fast anymore? It's about as fast as that train this morning, right? But they have every in-app thing that you can have. You go into a McDonald's, you have to talk to a screen first, and the only time you have an engagement with a human is when they're handing you your food. You don't get to learn their names anymore, right? You don't get to make the same relationship connections. I took my grandma home from a procedure that she had on Friday. We go through a local chain restaurant, and it was all AI automated greeting us at the drive-thru. She didn't have her hearing aids in. They couldn't understand what she was trying to say. She wanted to order a food, so we had to wait until we got to the window. It slows things up when it's not perfected the right way, or if you're just using it to save time without building in some personal experiences. AI tools don't always save time. They can, but you also have to have those human-to-human connections right there. Now, here's a funny story of how would AI deal with this. This true story, if we can get it to play. Some of you may have seen it on my Facebook page, but
I'll take a Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi.
Pepsi Zero.
Pepsi Zero. And dress package. A dress. There's a package here to Jessica with a K. I'm here to pick up the package, the dress. Okay. Can I show you the window? Awesome. You're great. Thanks.
So, UPS is right over there. I missed a digit, and the dress was sent to Taco Bell. So,
Best drive-through ever.
so we are picking up this dress from Taco Bell. Sure. What's the strangest order that you've ever had? Yeah, this one. So now I have to show my ID at Taco Bell so I can pick up my dress for Social Media Week Lima.
You're getting carded at Taco Bell.
Have you ever been carded at Taco Bell? True story. True story. All right, let's go. Let's do this.
Hi. Here's the ID for the dress package. And there's the...
Strangest order you've ever had in the drive-thru, right? It was supposed to be delivered to UPS next door. I said it was supposed to be delivered to UPS next door, but I got too click-happy apparently, and yeah.
It's even a Taco Bell bag.
I love it. Calera comes in Taco Bell bags now, y'all.
Thank you, you too.
Well, I ended up getting my dress in a Taco Bell bag. Social Media Lima is covered. Clothing from Calera that was delivered. I just love this little Taco Bell bag. Whoops. Supposed to be one address over.
Yeah, so that true story, that happened. But when you pull up typically to a drive-thru, it's like they ask for your mobile app, or they say, maybe take your order, and then you start talking and you feel super awkward, and somebody's like, just a moment, I'll be right with you. And we're like, oh, I thought you were. Like, I don't know really when to start ordering, but how would you order a dress outside of talking to a human? So it's making sure when things happen, human moments happen, right? Like they're going to happen in our business. We want to make sure that there's still somebody that cares on the other end of the screen, on the other end of every transaction that you're doing, no matter what industry that you work in. Experiences are the currency of business. Care is something we talk about a lot at Now Marketing Group, and we want to add care where you can out-care your competition. So as we talk more about how to do that this week, we're going to start breaking down some things to think about applying into your business where, yes, use the tools, use the things to save time, implement ideas. We use it all the time, but don't miss the care, and we'll break down what that means shortly. Because you want to stand out amongst a sea of samesies, because nobody can do exactly, they can do what you do, but not the way that you do it. You are the Meraki in your business. It is your art, the way that you show up, the way that you communicate, the way that you add in those extra touches in every transaction that you have. Focusing on delight and taking that little extra time, those handwritten card moments or those extra care moments is what's going to make your business stand out. And it's going to take you from word of mouth to world of mouth because people are going to talk about you and share you online. Real connections never go out of style. AI is something that we're going to have to learn and have to adapt to, no matter what industry you're in, but you also need to focus on what the care is that you put into your business. Speaking of care, really excited to hear more from Jerry Suter and Mark Suter later today, but this is the difference. Both brands, from like a Meijer or Kroger, depending on where you're at, sell strawberries. But the Suter business, that is a local business, They have a line of like 60 people waiting. You're going to hear probably more about that later today. 60 people waiting in line the moment their barns open to buy strawberries. The reason why is because they care not only for their customers and their product, but also for the team members that are doing it, right? They have this culture focused on care. The picture on your left is students that are standing ready to work to do manual labor at 5 a.m. But they don't just start right in and go to work. They are first greeted by their leader that's giving them words of wisdom. They're pouring into them. And these students are generational students that come back and then tell their friends to come and work for Suitors and say, even though it's hard work, it is one of my most favorite job that I've ever had. How does that happen? How do you get, when we hear like some places saying we're using AI because we can't find good people and they don't want to stick with us, how do we make them care and not tink, tink, tink? Is that you pour it into them. You pour in that care. It starts from the leadership team down and from the inside out. Leading with care, serving before you sell, giving of yourself, taking time with people before you lead into the sale, and prioritize connection over conversions. You want to build brand loyalty, and this is what Meraki will help you do when you do things with your full soul, heart, and passion. It'll help you earn referrals and create brand advocates. Meraki in action is invoking all the senses, as many senses as you can. Meaning, instead of just sending a voicemail or a voice note, maybe you take time and make a phone call instead of a text. Maybe you do a video chat with somebody and get to know them. We're going to be doing that here with care conductors. If you're a care conductor here, stand up. Care conductors. There's a few back there. There's another one. We've recruited you. Yes, care conductors. What you'll be doing, what these people will be doing, is making sure that nobody feels left out here. So if you are new here, it's your first year. I know I met a few of you coming in the door. I wanted to meet you, connect with you. But we'll make sure that you get connected with other people that can help you within your business. And that they will get you connected with the right people so you can learn and grow within your business. Caring is your unfair advantage because you can outcare your competition. Focusing on belonging versus just getting people to buy from you. Anybody can buy from you one time, but we want to keep your not only customers coming back, but your team members coming back, everyone sticking with you. People forget what you told them, but they will remember how you made them feel. Building a legacy is more than just building a business. What will people say about you when you're not in the room? How did you make them feel? What was that experience like? Are they sharing it on in a positive way and saying, look at this handwritten card that somebody made for me? Or are they telling stories on stage about tink, 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 right? So people can spot when you don't care. So let's talk really quickly about the care process. Care starts from the inside out and it's an acronym that stands for capturing attention, articulating your message with clarity and conviction, relationship-focused, and exceptional experiences. What this does, create a flywheel effect for your business because the sales process is never over. The sales process is one that because word of mouth is your best referral of business, the sales process is never over because you have to continue to pour in to the current customers that you already have or clients that you already have. You have to show up with care. What happens from there is they talk about you, and it starts building this flywheel momentum where it grows from word of mouth to word of mouth. And by the way, I'm going to give you a workbook on how to implement this into your business at the end, and then I also have some hard copies back there too, if anybody prefers that, handwritten, so you can remember it and work back with your team on it. So capturing attention focuses on how can I focus with value, not just gimmicks. How can I capture attention, showing real people in real time, doing real things on my social, even if I'm using AI, or using other tools to implement into my business, how can I stand out to capture attention? Because which one is going to get more focused, more noticed, more shares is the photos like the Suitor crew that I was showing you a minute ago, which they posted with their workers that were planting strawberry seeds, showing their process. This was 1 hour after it was posted. I think it's cut off there, but it was like 338 likes in an hour, 15 shares, and over 20-something comments within an hour. Don't tell me Facebook algorithm is dead or engagement is dead. It's really about caring first. It's not, right? But when you focus on really caring and showing people your process, your product, and how you do it, maybe some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, focusing on your team, showcasing them, that's going to capture attention. Articulating your message with clarity and conviction really starts with first understanding again, why? What is your Meraki? What do you care about? What do you want to be known for? How do you want to make people feel? Then add that into your messaging. Speak as if you're talking to a real human on the other end of the screen. Act like the humans that we are, even if we are using some tools to help us with our social content. Can you guys spot if somebody's just using AI to post now? What's some of the telltale signs?
Those little three-line paragraphs.
Three-line paragraphs. The first is an emoji, and then it's this and that. Like, you can spot it from a mile away. And typically it doesn't have a real person's photo on it, right? And it's like, exclamation points do not make things more exciting, people. Like, it does not always make it more exciting the more exclamation points you have. But you can train the tool to speak like you, right? You can get it to feed you ideas. We're going to learn about some of those things. But don't let people smell or spot your AI in what you're doing and make it look like you really, truly care and that you poured time into it. And use it to maybe add in some filler content, but still post you doing real things, talking to people, maybe adding value in a podcast or a video or something else. Then we're going to learn about that today too, how you can articulate your messages. But the R part of care is relationship focused. While we're using these extra tools, how can we take that time back to see what we can add into our brands to build stronger relationships, not only with our clients, but with our team, with our community. Like, for example, getting the card from the chamber for introducing John to him, because I'm like, hey, you guys should meet. We want to make not only relationships for ourselves, but help others, right? Be a human connector. Bring people together that's going to help amplify their business, because then they're going to remember you and refer other people to work with you. We work with John now, but it started from a relationship that we had, I don't know, John, what is it, 14 years ago probably? Yeah, give or take. When we started working with him at his other job, but he remembered, and then they hired internally. But John remembered how we made him feel all that time after they stopped working with us. Now we're working with them both again, which is great. But relationship focus, because people will remember how you made them feel, like I said. And exceptional experiences. Go through the process that you have in place right now, like your customer. Ask your team for feedback on things that we can improve within our businesses, and then take action on it. Right? Listen to them. Think how you can get them more engaged. How can you build exceptional experiences in your business? Because a flywheel, emotion equals momentum. This is how you can grow a sustainable, long-term, organic business. This is what will turn your followers into your truest fans, your clients into your biggest advocates, your team members into your evangelists, and your community into collaborators, and keep your momentum growing. You can outcare versus outspend all day long. You can definitely outcare your competition, and where you have 60 people waiting in line to buy strawberries at your barn, versus they could go to Kroger and there's nobody waiting in line for those fresh strawberries, right? because you care, and you put the care into it. And caring is your sustainable flywheel momentum. Focusing on delight, delivering, and doing it again. And keep adding that into your process. Not just for earning a customer or a team member, but for keeping them engaged and still showing delight and appreciation for those that we serve. Okay, what are some things that you could put into place right now within your business to outcare the competition? Handwritten notes, taking time to call someone. What are some other ideas? What are some things you guys do now? I know Sheila's got a ton of them that she does. Send out cards, love it, she customizes it, yes? Video birthday, that's a great idea. Oh, that's awesome. She said it's not good, but it's memorable. I don't know if you guys could hear Tracy in the front, but she said she does video birthday videos and songs to her customers and to her clients. That's great. That is memorable. That's a way to outcare. And it's human, right? I can tell it's you. What are some other things you guys do?
So Katie Brinkley here got me into sending podcast guests little bottles.
Yeah, little bottles. Yep.
Bottles, yeah.
I love it. So sending a guest that's been on a podcast, a water bottle, something that's memorable, use them for them. One of the things that got this conference off the ground was that we created custom bobbleheads for the speakers. And the first thing that they did as soon as they got their bobblehead versus like a $50 Amazon gift card is they took a picture with it, they're happy, they have it, and they posted it online. So other people are like, where'd you get that? And then what do? They start checking out the conference deets. And then they see everybody else, and they're like, I'm just coming for the bobblehead. I'm sure everybody wants to come to Lima, Ohio, of course. It is a destination. I do love my community, but I'm just saying, it's planes, trains, and automobiles to get here, literally. Well, trains usually come after you get here, like today. But it's because of those memorable experiences. It's because of relationships. It's because of the Lime Olympic type experiences. It's because of the care connections. It's because of making relationships here that are long-term. Anybody can watch a video on how to do some of the things that we're talking about on YouTube, right? Or you can use AI to tell you how to do it, put in a plan. But it's not the same experience. Make your brands like the hibachi that's not tink, 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 right? Care isn't just a framework, it is a movement. Again, it's something you can put in action to help growing your business sustainably over time. Here's the link to the workbook, if you guys would like to download it. It takes you through the step-by-step process of starting from the inside out, and where you can say, here's where I want to build my brand manifesto. The manifesto is that Meraki of why you do what you do. It takes you through creating some content ideas to articulate your message and for whom you're writing to or speaking to. It takes you through how you can do relationship building and repeat and referral business, gives you some ideas there. And exceptional experiences. There's some examples of others in there too, videos that will go along with it, and it's yours for free. And of course, always available if you have questions as you put it into action. One thing I want to leave you with is don't phone it in, and remember, don't tink, 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 because people will be able to spot it. We want to be remembered for our Meraki, not for our lack of care. Thank you guys so much for your time. I can't wait for the next speaker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.